Hello there, and thank you for clicking on my video. And if you're a sub, welcome back. Today I'm going to be covering a MR4 weapon, the Ether Reaper. In my opinion, this is the best very early game. It's MR4, you can get it on your 4th day. This is the best weapon that you can get as early as possible that scales into something that is steel path viable. Just to go over some of the stats. MR4, 20% crit chance, 2.0 crit multiplier, 20% status chance / weighted, with a 1.08 attack speed and a decent range. This weapon is probably the best early game weapon you can get melee wise, and for MR4 you can get this on your 4th day if you decide to build one. Going over this, the weapon has very decent stats, and this would be a basic modding setup. Requires an Uroken Catalyst, which you can get from Nightwave, and no forma. And to go over what the modding is, because I'm guessing newer players are going to be watching this. If you've been playing for a while, obviously there's the Reaper Prime. But Conditioned Overload, Blood Rush, Weeping Wounds, Drifting Contact, Organ Shatter, and Gladiator Might, and Gladiator Vice. Conditioned Overload, Blood Rush, and Weeping Wounds you are going to get from Deimos. Blood Rush and Weeping Wounds are from the missions there. So when you get there and you do the Entrati intro quest, make sure to check Mom for the drop tables. These mods drop from there. Weeping Wounds is particularly important. Blood Rush is going to take you a bit to upgrade, as it is a 14 capacity mod. And Conditioned Overload drops from enemies. Gladiator Might and Gladiator Vice. This is from Cetus, bounties as well. Organ Shatter drops from a ton of enemies. If you haven't gotten it yet, just keep playing the game. And Drifting Contact is a nightmare mod, and a very, very good one, and at max rank is 5 capacity. Reaping Spiral is a relatively common mod. Just keep killing enemies and eventually you'll get one. There isn't really a specific enemy to farm it from. It drops from a couple. It does have a somewhat low drop chance, admittedly. But again, just needs a catalyst and no forma. Using this weapon, it's particularly good against Grineer. Even with an MR4 weapon and just a catalyst, you can get very, very good slash procs. And I guess I need to go over what those are. When you do slash damage and you get a slash status effect, it produces a damage over time bleed effect. Basically what that means is for the next couple of seconds, you will get a damage tick that bypasses enemy armor, particularly effective against Grineer, that bypasses armor and deals damage directly to an enemy's health. This is a particularly effective stat when going into higher levels where the enemy armor starts to scale. And just to go over this build a little bit, just get it as far as you can. If you don't have any of these, you can do Pressure Point, Organ Shatter, True Steel. I highly recommend the Drifting Contact, Range, and Attack Speed. So something like this gives you a little bit of everything, because you really don't need too much to get this weapon going. So let's just go over what it does. Gonna load in some tanky units so we can talk about it a little bit. The status effect, as you continue to attack, you deal, you'll see the slash proc start to hit, creating a bleed. You see 1500, 900, 14,000, probably on a headshot. Actually, let me get rid of the Panzer real quick. Which is a pet, also from Deimos. I highly recommend you farm one. As you can see, even though it is an MR4 weapon, it still manages to do decent damage. Again, if you don't have the combo mods like Conditioned Overload, Blood Rush, Weeping Wounds, just work on what you can get. Farm Deimos bounties, check the rotation. It is on an A and B rotation, so if you're looking at it, the quest from Mom, just check back from time to time when the timer changes. There is a timer on it. And as you can see, even with base mods, you're getting 13k, 350 slash procs. Which altogether isn't too bad for base mods. But let's check out the combo counter build. It is way better. Alright, so we're going to remove these. We're going to get our damage, crit chance, crit damage. We are going to put Gladiator Vice on here for attack speed and the additional crit chance from combo multiplier. We're going to do double crit damage mods and Gladiator Might as well. Do drifting, if I can spell it. And then do weeping. This is just to get the slash ticks as high as possible. If you don't have Gladiator Might, by all means do reach as well. Just to keep the 0 forma. And let's go ahead and kill these guys and reset them. And you'll notice the damage builds. Now we're barely starting to get orange crits. It's nice when it happens. But if you notice, the slash ticks are generally in the thousands. And this is with just slash damage, so it's still technically weaker base damage wise. Which is why it doesn't seem like it's so high. Okay, let's amp the damage more. Wow, one of those guys got all the way over here. Okay, and this time we are going to do something called priming. We have this weapon here called the Hystrix. It is an MR7 weapon. And this is a very good status weapon. You do not need to form this as much as I have. This is just to get as much status as I can, even though the weapon doesn't really seem like it does damage. It does apply a lot of status effects. So just get the status as high as possible. The quill that you select is kind of a force proc, so you're looking to do like heat for Grenier, electric for Corpus, and we'll just remove that so we can force viral. So pretty basic, low damage, but with this, when you use it as a primer, it is not meant to do damage itself. We are going to be using the viral status. Swap to heat. We are going to proc status effects on this guy, and with the viral status damage, that allows you the status effect to give you up to 325% bonus damage on your damage to health, which is what slash damage is. As you can see, they're dying a little bit faster. Downside of the stance. Now our slash damage is at 17k. 18 got a 22. It's definitely going up. $33, $20, $21. And the good thing about slash damage is, though it won't enhance the condition overload proc on the combo base damage multiplier, with slash damage, once the slash damage is taking, as you can see, we're getting 4s, 8s, and now we're getting 10s. The viral status will boost a slash tick that you already have on the enemy. 168. That was a headshot. Now we're getting 52k. So it's definitely going up. And let's do one more thing to boost our slash. We're gonna grab our pet. This is a Panzer Vulpaphyla. Make sure to grab this from Deimos. You scan these guys, turn them into sun, and you make one, and it's a standing farm item. And this pet, technically a fox, in the Kavat category. You are going to do a build somewhat like this. You can swap out for lower tier items. You could equip this as is. Just equip the mods that you have. Maybe you don't have the link set yet. Use redirection, metal fiber, vitality. The big item to put with this is you need health and armor. You can put shield on, definitely good. But you need, at a minimum, the viral quills and the Panzer Devolution. This will keep your pet alive. You need fetch, animal instinct. You're probably not going to have these, but these are mods that you get from Fortuna, where you're running bounties. And Hunter Recovery is a mod that you get from Cetus. And this mod is actually particularly good because it allows you, when the spores do damage to enemies, this actually regens health for you. And if you put Equilibrium on your frame, it is particularly potent. This mod right here, Equilibrium. When you pick up health, which is what the percent chance when you kill an enemy because of those two synth mods, it gives you a percent chance to drop a health orb. This allows you to pick it up and gain energy at the same time, so you're constantly healing. And the armor synth mod increases the armor of your pet by 100%. And the combination of all of those is that if you have Equilibrium and the two synth mods, you can pick up health at 100%. So even if you're full health, you can still be gaining energy. And it'll help keep your pet alive. So, okay, now that we got this combo together, We have viral on here, and we're just gonna go ahead and start smacking some enemies. And if you notice, our pet's gonna come over here. It's gonna spit out some quills. Okay, we got it over here. 7 stacks of viral. And the damage is way higher. I'm seeing 2k to 28. Yep, that guy's on the other side of the map. And just to clean up, and a nice heavy attack. But considering it's a 0 forma build, you could definitely do like a heavy attack build also once you get the mods for that. But for an MR4, you know, no Riven, catalyst only weapon, this weapon would be a great candidate to use, and maybe put 1 forma in until you get to the higher MRs where you unlock all of the weapons. It'll give you some breathing space and some time. Even without the stance, you would need to put a forma into it, maybe 2. But this would give you time to get to the higher tiers to where you can pick a favorite weapon, or you can pick a couple. This weapon does really great damage for what it is, considering you can get it in your first week of playing Warframe. And within the first week also, the Hystrix is MR7. Consider using this weapon as a primer and get used to the play style of hitting an enemy with procs and then hitting them afterwards with your melee. The combo is... let's go over the combo. We'll do 10 of these guys. So how you're generally going to do a condition overload attack setup is you'll pick your quill. I'd recommend heat for Grenier. You're going to put as much fire rate on as you can on this weapon while equipping viral. And then you're going to hit him with your melee. Got a quick reload. Anyway, I hope this helped. Ether Reaper for your consideration if you're a new bro. And if you are, and this is your first time making an account, welcome to Warframe. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And considering using this for your first leg. Thank you.